Welcome back to Planting Help, the channel where we explore the intersection of long-term botanical wealth and permanent agriculture, and how to turn soil into opportunity and seeds into success. Let's get into it. Most people think that being a successful grower means being trapped in a back-breaking annual cycle of rip and replace, spending every single spring buying new seeds, tilling the soil, and gambling your labor on fragile crops that die the moment the first frost hits. But what if I told you that the world's wealthiest botanical strategists have moved beyond the one-and-done model and are quietly building biological annuities, planting specific, high-yield assets just once that continue to pay out massive recurring dividends for 10, 20, or even 50 years? The hidden secret is that average growers work for their plants, but smart growers make their plants work for them. Most people don't realize that they are essentially running on a treadmill, while the elite are installing botanical infrastructure that compounds in value every single season without ever needing to be replanted. You don't need a massive tractor, a fleet of laborers, or a lifetime of agricultural study to shift your strategy. You simply need to stop thinking like a laborer and start thinking like a visionary investor. Today, I'm revealing the 7 permanent assets that will transform your land into a recurring revenue machine. And wait until you see plant number 7, because it is a forbidden perennial that thrives on total neglect while producing a luxury harvest that is currently causing a frenzy in the global wellness market. In the mainstream world of farming, people are obsessed with the quick flip. They want the 60-day radish or the 90-day lettuce. They are looking for immediate gratification. But what if I told you that the real wealth in agriculture is found in the hold? Just like in the stock market or real estate, the most powerful force in the botanical world is compound interest. When you plant an annual, your ROI resets to 0 every year. You have to buy the seeds again, prep the bed again, and fight the weeds again. You are starting from scratch every single year. You are a day trader in a world of investors. But when you plant a perennial, a plant that lives for years, you are building an asset. Every year, its root system gets deeper, reaching for minerals that annuals can't touch. Every year, its yield gets larger as the plant matures. Every year, your labor cost decreases while your profit increases. We are moving from active labor to passive botanical infrastructure. This is the transition from farming to portfolio management. If you want to retire on your land, you have to stop planting things that die in October. Plant number 1, asparagus. Most people misunderstand asparagus as a slow crop. They see that you have to wait 2 to 3 years before the first harvest, and they walk away. They think, I can't wait that long for a paycheck. But the strategic visionary sees that wait time as a barrier to entry. Because most people are too impatient to grow it, the local supply is always low and the market price remains incredibly high. Most people don't realize that once an asparagus bed is established, it will continue to produce high-value spears every single spring for 25 to 30 years. Think about the sheer mathematics of this asset. You plant the crowns once. You spend the first 2 years building the soil, feeding the roots, and letting the ferns expand to capture solar energy. And then, for the next 3 decades, your only job is to walk out in the spring and cut the spears. There is no tilling. There is no replanting. There is no seed cost. The strategic advantage here is the perpetual harvest. As the plant ages, the crown expands, meaning you get more spears per square foot every year. But let's look at the monetization and the value chain. You aren't selling this to a discount grocery store where it will sit in a plastic bin. You are targeting the chef-driven market. Executive chefs at luxury steakhouses are desperate for morning-harvested asparagus. Commercial asparagus is often woody and fibrous because it's been sitting in a refrigerated truck for 5 days. Your product is tender, sweet, and can be eaten raw. You build a direct-to-restaurant subscription model where you deliver 10 pounds every Tuesday morning. For the chef, it's a signature seasonal menu item. For you, it's a biological bond that pays out a dividend every spring without fail. This is how you turn soil into opportunity and seeds into success. Plant number 2, rhubarb. Rhubarb is one of the most underrated financial assets in the plant kingdom. Most people misunderstand it as a sour weed that only their grandmother cared about. But what if I told you that rhubarb is the early bird of the agricultural world? It is a cold, hardy perennial that wakes up and starts growing while your competition is still staring at a frozen seed catalog or waiting for their soil to be dry enough to till. The hidden opportunity here is the first-to-market monopoly. Because rhubarb is one of the first things to emerge in the spring, it is the only fresh, vibrant, colorful crop available when everyone is tired of eating stored root vegetables and frozen greens. The strategic advantage of rhubarb is its sheer indestructibility. It is a heavy-feeding plant that creates massive elephant ear leaves. These leaves act as a natural mulch, suppressing weeds and retaining moisture, meaning your maintenance time is virtually zero once the root crown is established. What if I told you the monetization angle is found in the artisanal value chain? Rhubarb is a high-acid, high-flavor botanical that is essential for the spring premiere menus at artisanal bakeries and pastry shops. By positioning yourself as the primary supplier for local pie makers, high-end jam producers, and even craft cocktail bars looking for a tart infusion, you create a recurring revenue stream. You plant it once and it pays you for 15 to 20 years, growing larger and more profitable with every passing season. You aren't just selling a stock, you are selling the taste of spring to a market that has been waiting all winter for something fresh. Plant number 3, berry brambles, raspberries and blackberries. Most people think that berries are a labor nightmare because of the picking. They see the thorns, the delicate fruit, and the short shelf life, and they think, this is too much work for a small grower. But the strategic grower sees high-velocity recurring revenue. Unlike an apple tree that might take 7 to 10 years to produce a significant harvest, berry brambles are perennials that can hit full production in just 2 years. And once they start, they are a biological machine that refuses to stop. Most people don't realize that humans are biologically hardwired to crave berries. In a local market, berries are the first things to sell out every single time. They are the impulse buy that guarantees daily sales. The strategic advantage here is the expansion rate. Raspberries and blackberries spread via underground runners. If you plant a 20-foot row this year, in 3 years, you will naturally have a 60-foot row. Your asset is literally growing in physical size while you do nothing. The monetization angle is the you pick versus value-added split. If you want a passive income, you open your gates and let families pay you for the privilege of doing your labor. They pick the fruit, they bring their own containers, and they pay a premium for the experience. If you want the maximum margin, you process the seconds, the berries that are too soft for a plastic clamshell, into high-end, low-sugar preserves or organic fruit leathers. You are capturing every level of the berry value chain without ever buying a single new plant after year 1. You are leveraging the plant's natural desire to colonize your land and turning it into a cash flow engine. Plant number 4, globe artichokes. Most people misunderstand the artichoke as a difficult vegetable to eat, and therefore a difficult vegetable to sell. But the strategic visionary knows that the artichoke is the architectural asset of a perennial portfolio. It is a massive, stunning plant that can reach 6 feet in height and width. What if I told you that in a local market, people see artichokes as a luxury item? They are visually stunning and command a high price per unit. While someone might pay $2 for a bag of carrots, they will pay $5 to $7 for a single, large, locally grown artichoke. The hidden opportunity lies in the multi-year propagation. Artichokes are perennials that pup, meaning they send out baby clones from the base of the mother plant. Every few years, you can dig these baby plants up, divide them, and expand your plantation for free. Your inventory manufactures itself. You are the owner of a self-replicating factory. The strategic advantage is the dual market potential. You sell the hearts to gourmet grocers and health-conscious foodies. But most people don't realize that if you let the artichoke flower go past its edible stage, it produces a massive electric purple thistle flower that is a high-ticket item for boutique floral designers. You are selling a vegetable and a luxury floral arrangement from the same plant year after year. You are harvesting beauty and sustenance simultaneously. This is how you turn soil into opportunity and seeds into success. Plant number 5, comfrey, the engine room. Plant number 5 is the engine room of your farm. Most people don't realize that comfrey is the single most important plant for internalizing your value chain. It's not necessarily a crop you sell to a grocery store. It's a crop that eliminates your expenses and powers the growth of everything else on this list. The hidden opportunity of comfrey is its dynamic accumulator root system. It has a massive taproot that can reach 10 feet deep into the subsoil, places other plants can't reach, and mines for minerals like potassium, calcium, and magnesium. It brings those nutrients up into its leaves. The strategic advantage is zero-cost fertility. You can cut comfrey to the ground 4 or 5 times a year. You take those leaves and you mulch your other high-value crops with them, or you ferment them into a liquid gold fertilizer. What if I told you the monetization angle here is the input market? As the price of organic fertilizers and soil amendments skyrockets, local gardeners are looking for sustainable, chemical-free alternatives. You can sell comfrey crowns to other growers who want to build their own systems, or you can bottle your fermented comfrey tea as a premium organic plant food. You are selling the fuel that other people's gardens need to run. You plant it once, and it provides fertility and income for your land for 40 years. It is the heartbeat of a self-sustaining agricultural empire. Plant number 6, timber bamboo. Most people think of bamboo as a nuisance or an invasive weed. That is a laborer's perspective. In the new green economy, bamboo is the industrial titan of the perennial world. The hidden opportunity is the biomass velocity. Bamboo is the fastest growing woody plant on the planet. Some species can grow 3 feet in a single day. You aren't just growing a plant, you are growing a renewable timber resource. The strategic advantage is scalability. Once a bamboo grove is established, you can harvest 25% of the culms or canes every year without ever killing the plant. It is a permanent, self-regenerating forest. Most people don't realize that bamboo is now being used for everything from high-end construction scaffolding to sustainable textiles and even 3D printing filaments. The monetization angle for bamboo is incredibly diverse. You can sell high-quality poles to eco-conscious builders and garden centers. You can sell the young shoots to the gourmet culinary market. But the big money is in carbon credits. Because bamboo sequesters carbon faster than almost any other plant on Earth, you can get paid by corporations just to let your bamboo grove exist and continue growing. You are getting a paycheck for simply allowing a biological system to function. You plant it once, and it becomes a generational wealth asset that pays you to save the planet. Plant number 7, the elderberry. Finally, we reach the forbidden perennial. For decades, the elderberry was ignored as a wild ditchweed. But most people don't realize that the elderberry is now the crown jewel of the wellness industry. The hidden opportunity is the immunity goldmine. The demand for elderberry syrup, tinctures, and gummies has exploded by over 400% in the last few years. Consumers are no longer looking for fruit. They are looking for defense. They want a biological shield against a modern world. The strategic advantage of the elderberry is its neglect-based yield. Elderberries thrive in poor soil. They love wet spots where other plants rot. They require almost zero pest control because their chemistry is their own defense. You plant them once, and they grow into a fortress of medicinal berries that you can harvest for the next 40 to 50 years. Your monetization angle is the regional monopoly. Most elderberry products in corporate stores are made from imported, dried berries that have been processed to death and lost their vital enzymes. Your B2B angle is selling fresh frozen or cold-pressed elderberry juice to local apothecary shops, health food producers, and even craft breweries. They want the local potency. You are providing the raw material for a multi-billion-dollar supplement industry from a plant that grows itself. That is the ultimate way to turn soil into opportunity and seeds into success. You are the supplier of health to your community, and your warehouse is a self-replenishing hedge. The difference between an average grower and a smart grower is a simple mindset shift. The average grower looks at a patch of dirt and asks, "What can I sell in 30 days?" They are thinking about their next grocery bill. The smart grower looks at that same dirt and asks, "What can I build that will pay me for 30 years?" They are thinking about their legacy. You have to stop thinking about your garden as a chore or a hobby and start thinking about it as a portfolio of assets. When you invest in these 7 perennial crops, you are moving away from active labor and towards strategic management. You are building a system where the biology does the heavy lifting, the roots do the mining, and the sun does the manufacturing. You are leveraging millions of years of evolution to do your work for you. You are no longer a victim of the seasons, praying that your seeds germinate or that your seedlings survive a late frost. You are the owner of a botanical infrastructure. You have achieved food security, you have built long-term wealth, and most importantly, you have reclaimed your time. Stop being a slave to the seed packet and the tiller. Start building your biological annuities today. Which of these 7 permanent assets would you start with, and why? Are you going for the 30-year dividend of asparagus or the wellness goldmine of the elderberry? Let's talk strategy in the comments below. Keep planting, keep growing, and keep thriving with Planting Help. I'll see you in the next video.